Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. Imagine waking up, scrolling through your feed, and seeing your favorites start looking completely unrecognizable. That's exactly what happened when Wu Lei, China's national younger brother, shattered his clean-cut image and unveiled a raw, sun-kissed, curly-haired look for his upcoming film Dongji Island. Fans around the world, absolutely stunned. This isn't just a haircut, it's a declaration. On July 22nd, Wu Lei quietly posted a photo on his verified account with the simple caption, "So curly." At first glance, it seemed like nothing more than a playful update, but within hours, that single image was sparking conversations across continents. This was not a casual change of hairstyle. It was a deliberate, transformative step that blurred the line between performance and personal evolution. Wu Lei, once cherished for his wholesome boy-next-door charm, had stripped away the familiar softness and stepped into a version of himself that was raw, weathered, and deeply human. For months, he had prepared for this moment in silence. His hair was grown out and reshaped through a painstaking curling process that gave it a wild, untamed energy. Under the sun, each curl caught the light as though it had absorbed the salt and wind of the sea itself. His skin, no longer porcelain, had been bronzed to the deep, warm tones of someone who spends endless days beneath an open sky. The boyish lines of his face remained, but they now framed a gaze with more weight, more history. Yet, the transformation went far beyond appearance. To inhabit his role as a Dang in the upcoming historical drama Dongji Island, Wu Lei committed to physical and emotional conditioning that would connect him to the life of a 1949 fisherman. He trained in open water, learning to read the currents and hold his breath beneath the surface. He practiced hauling heavy nets until his shoulders ached, his hands roughened, and his body adapted to the rhythms of a seafaring life. Every detail of his preparation was chosen not for glamour, but for authenticity. The result was an image so unexpected that it disrupted the internet's usual flow of celebrity news. Fans who had known him for years found themselves looking twice, not just to admire the curls but to understand the story they told. This was a man who had stepped away from the safety of his public persona to risk vulnerability in front of the entire world. In the process, he reminded us that transformation, when pursued with sincerity and purpose, can become more than a change of style. It can be a moment that redefines how we see someone and how they see themselves. Wu Lei's new image was not just a look, it was a statement, and the world could not look away. While the world marveled at Wu Lei's windswept curls and sun-bronzed skin, what lay beneath the surface was a story of discipline, endurance, and quiet determination. His transformation for the role of a Dang in Dongji Island was not a matter of stylists and costumes alone. It was the product of months spent reshaping his body, his habits, and his state of mind. From the moment he accepted the part, Wu Lei understood that this was more than acting. It was a complete immersion into a life far removed from the comfort of studios and red carpets. He began with physical conditioning that stripped away the softness of a pampered star. Days were filled with intensive training designed not to build the sculpted glamour of a magazine cover, but the wiry strength of a man who works with the sea. His body fat dropped to single digits, every muscle line defined by repetitive, functional movements, hauling, lifting, swimming, until his frame echoed the endurance of a fisherman battling unpredictable tides. His skin took on its deep bronze not from a salon but from hours beneath unrelenting sunlight, the heat and salt air etching their presence into every pore. But the dedication extended beyond the physical. Wu Lei immersed himself in the culture and history of the era, speaking with coastal elders, absorbing the rhythms of village life, and learning the subtle body language of those who live by the ocean's will. He practiced free diving in open waters, learning to slow his heartbeat and trust the vast, silent world beneath the surface. He grew accustomed to the weight of soaked nets, the drag of the current, and the taste of brine on his lips. Each hardship was a choice, a deliberate step toward authenticity, a way to carry the truth of a Dang in every gesture. Behind the easy smile he shared in interviews was a man who had wrestled with the physical toll and mental isolation that came with such preparation. Yet he never complained. Instead, he allowed the process to shape him, not only into a convincing character, but into an artist with a deeper understanding of resilience. What the audience will see on screen is the result of a quiet pact between actor and role, a commitment to honor the story with every breath, every bead of sweat, every second in the sun. That dedication, unseen yet deeply felt, is what gives Wu Lei's transformation its lasting power. The moment Wu Lei's new image appeared online, the reaction from fans was immediate, intense, and almost electric. At first, there was shock, a collective pause as longtime admirers tried to reconcile the clean-cut national younger brother they had always known with this rugged, sun-kissed figure staring back at them. His curls, wild and untamed, seemed to hold an entirely new story, one that fans were eager to unravel. That surprise quickly gave way to fascination, and soon the internet was flooded with conversations, artwork, and heartfelt reflections on what this transformation meant. Social media feeds became living galleries with fans from Asia, North America, Europe, and beyond creating digital portraits, sketches, and even animation inspired by his new look. Some drew parallels to beloved manga heroes, while others likened him to the timeless image of ocean wanderers who live between the horizon and the shore. Memes circulated too, playful but affectionate, cementing the idea that Wu Lei's curls had taken on a cultural life of their own. The hashtags born that day surged to the top of trending lists, crossing languages and borders, uniting fans who had never spoken before but now found common ground and admiration. What struck many most was not just the visual change but the courage it represented. Fans began to see in Wu Lei's transformation a reflection of their own journeys, moments when they too had stepped out of comfort zones, risked criticism, or embraced change despite uncertainty. In discussion threads, people shared personal stories of reinvention, often crediting Wu Lei as an unexpected source of inspiration. His image had moved beyond entertainment. It had sparked self-reflection and even action. In some places, fan clubs organized real-world gatherings themed around the sea, from coastal cleanup projects to photography walks by the water, each event carrying a sense of connection to the spirit of his character. These weren't marketing campaigns, they were grassroots expressions of the bond between artist and audience, moments where admiration became community. By the time the initial wave of surprise had settled, fascination had deepened into something more enduring. It was no longer just about a hairstyle or a role. It was about witnessing someone's fearless evolution in real time. Wu Lei's transformation had become a shared experience, one that left fans not only more invested in his upcoming film, but also more connected to each other, bound by a story that had leapt from the screen into their own lives. Set to release on August 8th, Dongji Island tells a story rooted in real history, when ordinary fishermen risked everything to save prisoners of war. Alongside Wu Lei, powerhouse actors Zhu Yilong and Ni take on equally demanding transformations. The film promises not just breathtaking action on roaring waves, but an emotional reminder of human courage and unity. For Wu Lei, this is more than a role. It's his chance to step into the ranks of actors who challenge themselves to grow beyond comfort zones. What we're witnessing is more than a makeover. It's a cultural moment where an image shift becomes a symbol of resilience, courage, and artistic maturity. In that single photo, curls glistening, skin bronzed, eyes alive with mischief, Wu Lei invites the world to see him not just as a star, but as an evolving storyteller. Wu Lei's journey reminds us, growth happens when we dare to break our own mold. And as Dongji Island approaches, one thing is certain. This transformation will be remembered long after the credits roll. If you've enjoyed diving into this story, don't forget to subscribe to Update X24H for more behind-the-scenes insights, celebrity transformations, and stories that inspire. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. Your next favorite update is just a click away.